For creation is still unfinished.
Emotional control. I desire to control my emotions. I desire to control my emotions. I master emotional control. I master emotional control. Alertness of interest. Alertness of interest. I am a master of showing my interest to others. I am a master of showing my interest to others. I pay attention to others when speaking. I pay attention to others when speaking. I have an alertness of interest. I have an alertness of interest. I listen well. I listen well. I remember to listen more than I speak. I remember to listen more than I speak. In order to be alert to the other person's interest, I listen well. In order to be alert to the other person's interest, I listen well. I am an expert listener. I am an expert listener.
Animals are perfect after their kind. So Morgan is perfect after his kind.
I remember to listen more than I speak. I remember to listen more than I speak. I always listen as if I want to hear what the other person is saying. I always listen as if I want to hear what the other person is saying. Versatility, capable of adapting for turning easily from one to another of various tasks, fields, endeavors. Versatility, capable of adapting for turning easily from one to another of various tasks, fields, and endeavors. I am versatile. I am versatile. I am skillful. I am skillful. I adapt well. I adapt well. Fondness of people. I possess genuine enthusiasm. Fondness of people. I possess genuine enthusiasm. I love others. I love others. I am respectful of others. I am respectful of others. I have clean sportsmanship. I have clean sportsmanship. I always have a beautiful manner. I always have a beautiful manner. My introduction, the meeting. My intro is always warm, friendly. My greeting is always warm.
Nothing better is possible.
Humility. I am a humble heart. I have a humble heart. I have a humble personality. I have a humble personality. I am rich with humility. I am strong in faith. I am strong in faith. I am modest. I am modest. Effective showmanship. I am a grand presenter of myself. I am a grand presenter of myself. I am good with dealing with others. I am good with dealing with others. Personal magnetism. I have personal magnetism. I have personal magnetism. I master personal magnetism. I master personal magnetism. I channel positive energy into my personal magnetism. I have rich sexual energy. I have rich sexual energy. My amazing sexual energy builds my enthusiasm. My amazing sexual energy builds my enthusiasm.
And so industry
Okay, how to influence others. Continue. Never argue with friends, clients, spouses, or opponents. 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 If you are wrong, admit it. If you are wrong, admit it, and admit it with enthusiasm. If you are wrong, admit it, and admit it with enthusiasm. Say things before they are said. Say things before they are said. Have a generous, forgiving attitude. Have a generous, forgiving attitude. I refrain from criticism of others. I refrain from criticism of others. I have the courage to admit my rights. I have the courage to admit my rights. I have the courage to admit when I am wrong. I have the courage to admit when I am wrong. Never seek alibis when you are wrong. Never seek alibis when you are wrong. By fighting, you never get enough. By fighting, you never get enough. But by yielding, you get more than expected. But by yielding, you get more than expected. A drop of honey. A drop of honey. You cannot change your client's decisions, but you can lead them to their decision. And you can do this friendly, warmly, and enthusiastically, gently, and giving with answers to their questions. You cannot change your client's decisions, but you can lead them to their decisions with questions, and you can do this friendly, warmly, and enthusiastically, gently, and giving with answers to their questions. And you get to do this with a drop of honey. And you get to do this with a drop of honey. Give compliments. Give compliments. Really get to know your clients, a friend. Really get to know your clients, a friend. Sun can make Sun can make you take off your coat more kindly than the wind. A cup of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. Sun can make you take off your coat more kindly than the wind. A cup of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. The Gian in a friendly way.
And I will make that right.
Okay.
I will see the facts of
Kindliness,
nature,
appreciation, and respect can have people change their mind more than with
arguing
arguing and bluster. Kindliness, appreciation, and respect can have people change their mind more than with arguing bluster.
End of chapter 6.
The Secret of Socrates.
Chapter 7.
When speaking with clients, speak only of the things you have in common rather than the differences. When speaking with clients, speak only of the things you have in common rather than the differences. Keep emphasizing as much as possible that you are both fighting for the same outcome, and the only difference is one of method of not purpose. And not purpose. And the only difference is the one of method and not purpose. Keep emphasizing as much as possible that you are both fighting for the same outcome, and the only difference is one of method and not purpose. Get them to say yes as much as you can. Keep them from saying no. Get them to say yes as much as you can. Keep them from saying no. Get your clients to say yes as much as you can. Keep them from saying no. The yes technique. The yes technique. Look at the situation from your client's view and get them to say yes. Look at the situations from your client's view and get them to say yes. Socrates was a great philosopher. Change the course of human thought. Wise persuader. Socrates' method, get a yes. Ask questions in which they will have to agree. The Socrates method. Get a yes. Ask questions in which they will have to agree. Always get your clients to say yes. I am a master of asking the questions for my clients to say yes. One who trends lightly goes far. One who trends lightly goes far. Get the other person saying yes immediately. Chapter 6. The safety valve in handling complaints. The safety valve in handling complaints. Let the clients do the talking. Be quiet and listen. Get them saying yes. They know more about what they want than you. Listen patiently with your ears and an open mind. Encourage them to express their ideas fully. Okay. This is 11. Let your clients do the talking. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Cooperation. Process of working together to the same end. Do you have more faith in your idea versus ideas? Others' ideas? Never ram your points down someone else's throat. Instead, make suggestions and help the other come to their own approval. Never ram your points down someone else's throat. Instead, make suggestions and help the other come to their own approval. Make your clients feel as if they are owning on their own accord. Never sell them, instead lead and influence them. Make your clients feel as if they are owning on their own accord. Never sell them, instead lead and influence them. Make the client feel the idea is his or hers. A formula that will work wonders for you. Remember, other people may be wrong, but they don't think so. Try to understand them. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. I have great skill in human relations. I have great skill in human relations. I have great skill in human equations. I have great skill in human equations. How to turn people into gold. How to Turn People into Gold by Kenneth M. Good. The formula. Understand, look at it from the other person's point of view. How would I react if I was in his or her shoes? How would I react if I was in his or her shoes? The formula. Understand and look at it from the other person's point of view. Remember how you act with your affairs, how important it is for you. Remember how you act with your affairs, how important it is for you. Put on the client's shoes. Put on the client's shoes. Cooperation is achieved when you show you have made the other person's thoughts and feelings are so important than your run. Cooperation is achieved when you show you have made the other person's thought and feelings are as important as your own. Cooperation is achieved when you show you have made the other person's thoughts and feelings are as important as your own. Accepting their listening with an open mind. Governing what you say by thinking yourself the client and seeing what client wants to hear. My clients are open to my ideas. My clients are open to my ideas. Have an increased tendency to always look at things from the other person's point of view. Have an increased tendency to always look at things from the other person's point of view and from their angle. Principle. Try honestly to see things from others' point of view. Try honestly to see things from others' point of view. What everybody wants, Chapter 9. I don't blame you one iota for feeling the way you do. If I were you, I would feel undoubtedly the way you do. I don't feel one iota for feeling the way you do. If I were you, I would feel undoubtedly the way you do. Give people understanding and harmony that you understand their feeling and respect them. Give people understanding and harmony that you understand their feeling and respect them. The necessity to be sympathetic to others. The necessity to be sympathetic to others. Adults need sympathy. Adults need sympathy. Children need sympathy. Children need sympathy. Be sympathetic to others' ideas or desires. Be sympathetic to others' ideas or ideas.
From substantial habits of mind or body, abandon them. You still indulge in distrustful fears that things will go wrong, or that people will betray you or mistreat you.
Understanding and harmony that you understand their feelings and respect them. The necessity to be sympathetic to others. Adults need sympathy. Children need sympathy.
Put the best actions you can form a conception of in your mind.
Be sympathetic to others' ideas or desires. Be sympathetic to others' ideas or desires. Adults need sympathy. Children need sympathy. An appeal that everybody likes. An appeal that everybody likes. People have a high regard for themselves. People have a high regard for themselves. I think highly of others. I think highly of others. I think highly of myself. I think highly of myself. I am open-minded to change. I am open-minded to change.
Always be the most kindly, gracious, and courteous
appeal to one's noblest motives. Appeal to one's noblest motives. Appeal to one's noblest motives. I am open-minded to change. I am open-minded to change. I think highly of myself. I think highly of others. People have a high regard for themselves. I think highly of others. I think highly of others. People have a high regard for themselves. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? Analyze what commercials do. How they showmanship dramatize. Dramatize your ideas in business and life. Dramatize your ideas in business and life. Dramatize what you want. Dramatize what you want. I dramatize what I want. I dramatize what I want. I always bring my ideas to life. I always bring my ideas to life. I am a master advertising expert. I am a master advertising expert. I dramatize my ideas. I dramatize my ideas. I dramatize my ideas.
Make this consecration complete and thorough, and you have
when nothing else works, try this. I am brave. I am brave. Make work interesting. Make each transaction, situation fun, unique, special, and memorable. Make work interesting. Make each transaction, situation fun, unique, special, and memorable. Principle 12. Throw down a challenge. Throw down a challenge. I desire money. I desire money. I desire success. I desire success. I desire excitement. I desire excitement. I desire to excel. I desire to excel. I desire to feel important. I desire to feel important. I have positive work attitude. I have positive work attitude. I have work interesting.
You want to become consciously aware
make work interesting, intriguing, fun, successful. You are making money. Make work interesting, intriguing, fun, successful. You are making money. Business is a great way for you to express yourself in a good way. Business is a great way for you to express yourself in a good way.
And that consciousness exists.
Have positive work attitude. Okay. Be a leader. How to change people without arousal or resentment or giving resentment. If you must give fault, this is where you begin. If you must give fault, this is where you begin. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. How to criticize and not be hated for it. How to criticize and not be hated for it. Call attention to people mistakes indirectly. Always call attention to people mistakes indirectly. Talk about your mistakes first. Talk about your mistakes first. Realize you are impeccable. Realize you are impeccable. I'm using 100% of my powers capability. I am using 100% of my powers capabilities. Talk about your own mistakes before speaking of powers. Talk about your own mistakes before speaking of others.
That are in God are in man.
Alrighty,
not just in a few exceptions, but in everyone. All power is given to man, in heaven and on earth. Is it not written, ye are gods? The principle of power in man is man himself.
Emotional
and man
control.
Himself is God. But while man is original
I desire to control my emotions. I desire to control my emotions. I master emotional control. I master emotional control. Alertness of interest. Alertness of interest. I am a master of showing my interest to others. I am a master of showing my interest to others. I pay attention to others when speaking. I pay attention to others when speaking. I have an alertness of interest. I have an alertness of interest. I listen well. I listen well. I remember to listen more than I speak. I remember to listen more than I speak. In order to be alert to the other person's interest, I listen well. In order to be alert to the other person's interest, I listen well. I am an expert listener. I am an expert listener. I always listen as if I want to hear what the other person is saying. I always listen as if I want to hear what the other person is saying. Versatility. Capable of adapting for turning easily from one to another of various tasks, fields, and endeavors. Capable of adapting for turning easily from one to another of various tasks, fields, and endeavors. I am versatile. I am versatile. I am skillful. I am skillful. I adapt well. I adapt well. Fondness for people. Fondness for people. I possess genuine enthusiasm. I possess genuine enthusiasm. I love others. I love others. I am respectful of others. I am respectful of others. Clean sportsmanship. Clean sportsmanship. I always have a beautiful manner. I always have a beautiful manner. I master clean sportsmanship. I master clean sportsmanship. My introduction. The meeting. My introduction, the meeting. My intro is always warm and friendly. My introduction is always warm and friendly. My greeting is always warm. My greeting is always warm. Humility. I am a humble heart. I am a humble heart. I have a humble personality. I have a humble personality. I am rich with humility. I am rich with humility. I am strong in faith. I am modest. I am modest. I have effective showmanship. I have effective showmanship. I am a grand presenter of myself. I am a grand presenter of myself. I am good with dealing with others. I am good with dealing with others. Personal magnetism. I have personal magnetism. I master personal magnetism. I channel positive energy into my personal magnetism. I have rich sexual energy. I have rich sexual energy. My amazing sexual energy builds my enthusiasm. My amazing sexual energy builds my enthusiasm. How to influence others. Never argue with friends, clients, spouse, or opponent. Never argue with friends, clients, spouse, or opponents. If you are wrong, admit it and admit it with enthusiasm. If you are wrong, admit it and admit it with enthusiasm. Say things before they are said. Say things before they are said. Have a generous, forgiving attitude. Have a generous, forgiving attitude. I refrain from criticism of others. I refrain from criticism of others. I have the courage to admit my rights. I have the courage to admit my rights. I have the courage to admit when I am wrong. I have the courage to admit when I am wrong. Never seek alibis when you are wrong. Never seek alibis when you are wrong. By fighting, you never get enough. By fighting, you never get enough. But by yielding, you get more than expected. But by yielding, you get more than expected. A drop of honey, a drop of honey. You cannot change your client's decision, but you can lead them to their decision, and you get to do this friendly, warmly, and enthusiastically, gently, and giving answers to their questions. You cannot change a client's decision, but you can lead them to their decisions with questions, and you get to do this friendly, warmly, enthusiastically, and gently, and giving answers to your questions. You can do this with a drop of honey. You can do this with a drop of honey. Help your clients with a drop of honey. Help your clients with a drop of honey. Really get to know your client, a friend. Really get to know your client, a friend. Give compliments. Give compliments. Sun can make you take off your coat more kindly than the wind. A cup of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. Sun can make you take off your coat more kindly than the wind. A cup of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. Kindliness, appreciation, and respect can have people change their mind more than with arguing or bluster. Kindliness, appreciation, and respect can have people change their mind more than with arguing and bluster.
In the same general way, the musical student pictures himself as performing perfect harmonies.
The secret of Socrates. When speaking with clients, speak only of the things you have in common rather than the differences. When speaking with clients, speak only of the things you have in common rather than the differences. Keep emphasizing as much as possible that you are both fighting for the same outcome, and the only difference is one of method and not purpose.
That is the one that will
Keep emphasizing as much as possible that you are both fighting for the same outcome, and the only difference is one method of not is one of the method and not of purpose. Get them to say yes as much as you can. Get them to say yes as much as you can. Keep them from saying no. Keep them from saying no. The yes technique. The yes technique. Look at the situation from your client's view. Look at the situation from your client's view and get them to say yes. Look at the situation from your client's view and get them to say yes. Socrates was a great philosopher. Socrates was a great philosopher. Change the course of human thought. Change the course of human thought. Wise persuader. Socrates' method. Get a yes. Get a yes. Ask questions in which they will have to agree. Ask questions in which they will have to agree. Always get your clients to say yes. Always get your clients to say yes. I am a master of asking the questions for my clients to say yes. I am a master of asking yes questions. One who treads lightly goes far. One who treads lightly goes far. Get the other person saying yes immediately. Get the other person saying yes immediately. The safety valve in handling complaints. The safety valve in handling complaints. Let the clients do the talking. Let the clients do the talking. Be quiet and listen. Be quiet and listen. Get them saying yes. Get them saying yes. They know more about what they want than you. They know more about what they want than you. Listen patiently with your ears and an open mind. Listen patiently with your ears and an open mind. Encourage them to express their ideas fully. Encourage them to express their ideas fully. Let your clients do the talking. Let your clients do the talking. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. How to get cooperation. Cooperation, process of working together to the same end. Do you have more faults in your idea versus ideas? Do you have more faith in your ideas versus others' ideas? Do you have more faith in your ideas versus others' ideas? Never ram your points down someone else's throat. Instead, make suggestions and help the other come to their own approval. Make your clients feel as if they are owning on their own accord. Make your clients feel as if they are owning on their own accord. Never sell them, instead lead and influence them. Never sell your clients, instead lead and influence them. Make the clients feel the idea is his or her own. Make the clients feel the idea is his or her own. A formula that will work wonders for you. Remember, other people may be wrong, but they don't think so. Try to understand them. Remember, other people may be wrong, but they don't think so. So try to understand them. Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. I have great skills in human relations. I have great skills in human relations. I have great skills in human equations. I have great skills in human equations. How to Turn People into Gold by Kenneth M. Good. How to Turn People into Gold by Kenneth M. Good. The formula. Understand, look at it from the other person's point of view. Understand and look at it from the other person's point of view. How would I react if I was in his or her shoes? How would I react if I was in his or her shoes? Remember how you act with your affairs, how important it is for you. Remember how you act with your affairs, how important it is for you. Put on the client's shoes. Put on the client's shoes. Cooperation is achieved when you show you have made the other person's thought and feelings are as important as your own. Cooperation is achieved when you show you have made the other person's thought and feeling are as important than your own. Accepting the listening with an open mind. Governing what you say by thinking yourself the client, saying what client wants to hear. My clients are open to my ideas. My clients are open to my ideas. Have an increased tendency to always look at things from the other person's point of view. Have an increased tendency to always look at things from the other person's point of view and from your angle. Principle: try honestly to see things from the other's point of view. Try honestly to see things from the other's point of view. What everybody wants. I don't blame you one iota for feeling the way you do. If I were you, I would feel undoubtedly the way you do. I would feel undoubtedly the way you do. Give people understanding and harmony that you understand their feeling and respect them. Give people understanding and harmony that you understand their feeling and respect them. The necessity to be sympathetic to others. The necessity to be sympathetic to others. Adults need sympathy. Adults need sympathy. Children need sympathy. Children need sympathy. Be sympathetic to others' ideas or desires. Be sympathetic to others' ideas or desires. An appeal that everybody likes. An appeal that everybody likes. People have a high regard for themselves. People have a high regard for themselves. I think highly of others. I think highly of others. I think highly of myself. I think highly of myself. I am open-minded to change. I am open-minded to change. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? In order to change, people appeal to their nobler motives. In order to change, people appeal to their nobler motives. Appeal to one's noblest motives. Appeal to one's noblest motives. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? Analyze what commercials do, how they showmanship and dramatize. Dramatize your ideas in business and life. Dramatize your ideas in business and life. Dramatize what you want. Dramatize what you want. I dramatize what I want. I dramatize what I want. I always bring my ideas to life. I always bring my ideas to life. I am a master advertising expert. I am a master advertising expert. Principle 11. Dramatize your ideas. Chapter 12. When nothing else works, try this. I am brave. I am brave. Make work interesting. Make each transaction, situation fun, unique, special, and memorable. Make work interesting. Make each transaction, situation fun, unique, special, and memorable.
Hurry and habit.
Principle 12. Throw down a challenge. Throw down a challenge. I desire money. I desire money. I desire success. I desire success. I desire excitement. I desire excitement. I desire to excel. I desire to excel. I desire to feel important. I desire to feel important. I have positive work attitude. I have a positive work attitude. I have work interesting, intriguing, fun, successful. Make fun interesting, intriguing, fun, and successful. I'm making money. I'm making money. Business is a great way for you to express yourself in a good way. Business is a great way for you to express yourself in a good way. Be a leader. Be a leader. How to change people without arousal of resentment or giving resentment. How to change people without arousal and resentment of giving resentment. If you must give fault, this is where you begin. If you must give fault, this is where you begin. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. How to criticize and not be hated for it. How to criticize and not be hated for it. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. By calling attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Talk about your mistakes first. Talk about your mistakes first. Realize you are impeccable. Realize you are impeccable. I'm using 100% of my powers and capabilities. I'm using 100% of my powers and capabilities. Talk about your own mistakes before speaking of others. Talk about your own mistakes before speaking of others. Alrighty. So that was 2 times round. That's the completion of thing we're gonna do another one with. Okay. I master the art of the science of being great. I master the art of the science of being great. I master the art of the science of being great. I master the art of science of being great. I master the principles of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great.
You may know that you have lost the right viewpoint. You are beginning to look on the
I master the principles of science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the science of being great. I master the principles of science and being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I master the principles of the science of being great. I am 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 great.
Of limitless power, and habitually think that you are that being. It is the habitual, not the periodical thought that decides your destiny.
I am great. I am great.
You nothing to
I have a life of power. I have a life of power.
To affirm that you are great.
I have a life
during all
of
the
power.
balance of the day, while you are about
I
your
master
regular vocation,
I master the art of the
great.
science of getting rich.
No amount
I
of
master
training
the
or
art of the
motivation
science of
will make
getting
you
rich.
great. If you still habitually regard
There is a
yourself
thinking
as
stuff from which all things are
The
made,
use of
and
prayer
which
and
in its
affirmation
original
is to
state
change your habit
permeates,
of thought.
penetrates, and
Any
fills
act
the
is mental or
interspaces
physical,
of the
often
universe.
repeated, becomes a
The
habit.
thought in this substance
purpose of
produces
mental
the thing
exercise
that
is to
is
repeat certain
imagined
thoughts over and
by
over
the thought.
until the
A
thinking of
person
those
can
thoughts
form
becomes
things in his
constant
thought,
and
and by
habitual.
impressing his thought
The thoughts we
upon
continually
formless
repeat
substance
become
can cause the
convictions.
thing he thinks
What
about
you
to
must
be
do is to
created.
repeat the new thought of
There
yourself
is a thinking
until it is the
stuff from
only
which
way in
all
which you think
things
of
are
yourself.
made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is this thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thoughts, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is the thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff stuff from which all things are made and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imagined by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substances can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Alright, this is the ending of How to Win Friends and Influence Clients by Dale Carnegie. Thank you. Amen, 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 amen. Amen.
On to greater completeness and harmony. Consider that there is one great, perfect, intelligent principle of life and power, causing all the changing phenomena of the cosmos. Think about all this until you see that it is true, and until you comprehend how you should live and act as a citizen of such a perfect whole. Next, think of the wonderful truth